Google, YouTube, the online universe. We are going to learn to make a pumpkin pie together today. Now, if I can do this, you can do it, so let's do this together. Just gonna pull up a audio check here in a minute. We'll double tap there on my other account. How's everyone doing today? Alright, so this is really easy. Hey, how's it going? So I don't know if I call you at the end of the next live, Hollywood. I am modded everyone to tell them. Yeah, it's awesome. To tell them to go to the video. It's only one under videos. It's a horizontal, just comment on that. So yeah, you're remodded. Everyone was unmodded. But just that, guys. This is a little loud. Anyway, welcome back. And this is really easy what we're going to do today. So it's easy spice pumpkin pie. Just went under Google and typed pumpkin pie. And you need to type this though, easy spice pumpkin pie. So it's an easy spice pumpkin pie to make with plenty of cinnamon, nutmeg, ginger, cloves in the filling. People who don't like pumpkin pie, like this one's become an anticipated custom. So the first thing we do here is get all your stuff ready. So 2 cups of canned pumpkin puree, 1 cup of milk, 1 cup of light cream. So I'm going to use whipping cream. Just a sec, where's my measuring cup? Okay. Start again. So 2 cups of canned pumpkin puree, 1 cup of milk, 1 cup of light cream, whipping cream, whatever, not a heavy cream, half a cup of brown sugar, and we're going to use yellow, half a cup of white sugar. You can use whatever type of sugar if you don't prefer bleached sugar, half a teaspoon of ground nutmeg, 1/4 teaspoon of ground ginger, 1/4 teaspoon of ground olives, 1 tablespoon of all-purpose flour, 2 large eggs, lightly beaten, and 1 9-inch deep dish unbaked pie crust. So you can make your own pie crust. I'm going to be doing 5 pies in the next few days or weeks. So you're going to learn how to make them, but with my alternate list that I'm doing, I don't need to make the crust for this one. Yeah, so enjoy the ride, guys. And you guys got the chat in the room because I can't really be involved in that. Can someone type a comment for me to pin and just say baking pumpkin pie? When I see it, I'll try to pin it, please. Anyway, it doesn't matter if you guys double type it, I'll just pick one. So this. Okay, so the first step is preheat the oven to 450. So I've already got it up to 425. I'm going to change that to 450. Start. I've got my light on, oven mitts, and I'm going to use an apron. This is a reversible apron. Really easy, guys. So we'll do this together, and I'll tell you how to make it again when we're done. Alright, so next we're going to combine this stuff. Now for baking, what I like to use, everything's clean, my bowl and whisk and can opener, but what I really like to use are these. This is KitchenAid. It's this one, I don't know, but these rubber end ones for baking this item, mixing it together. Yeah, perfect, thanks Hollywood. Appreciate you. Perfecto. Thanks, sir. Spiders in the chat if you guys want to respect Hollywood. Hi, Ryan K. Everyone, welcome. Whoever else is there. Sam. I'll have a look at the chat in a minute. So we're going to combine pumpkin puree first. And always make sure your cans are clean. They come from storage and the grocery store and things, so give them a wipe. You want that guck getting in your stuff. So you can use this can opener, or you can use an electric one. But yeah, that is an electric stove. Hollywood. I renovated this entire house besides 3 other ones, sold 2 properties, and updated the kitchen here myself and replaced the appliances. If you go to my Facebook, Hollywood, same name as here, and add me, or if you want to, I don't know, that's where you would see all my reno pics. Alright, so I always remove my can lid completely off. And try not to scrape around the top of your can for any shards of metal. Your stuff's going to run through it anyway. So I just go to the bottom and just keep turning the can until I get it all out. So we need 2 cans of this stuff, guys. And it smells yummy. Really yummy. It smells like a pumpkin smashed out on the road. I don't know if some of you guys don't know what I'm talking about. So here in the city, the kids, that's one fun thing they do. They go around and smash pumpkins, which is actually good because some of the animals can get in it better. But when people have never heard that, you would think that is strange. Yeah, I have to take the lid right off so no one cuts themselves. We'll put this in the garbage. Okay, really easy. So next is can number 2, guys. Wipe the lid. So we're at 450 now. I don't think I need this anymore. Okay, can number 2. Next is our milk. So we're going to add our milk next. Any baked goods would be good for your guys' challenges too. Like pre-baked goods like this. Hey Dave, how's it going, bro? Just a little busy. My chat won't talk to you and hang out. Guys, that's Dave Kelloways from Jess Palmadessa's channel. So, he's a great guy, you guys. There are some of my mods in here that Dave doesn't get along with. So oh look, Hollywood Brian. Hey, so good to see you, bro. But Dave's welcome here. So I don't have to name the, I think 2 mods that Dave doesn't get along with, but they're aware that I love Dave. We all love Dave. How's it going, Brian? So I'm just moving along. We'll update you on how to make this again in a few minutes. We're making a pumpkin pie. So what we do is put our oven on 450 degrees. It's really easy, you guys. So 450 degrees. We've put 2 cans of pumpkin puree in here now, and next is our milk. So I'm just gonna scroll up to see how much milk I need. 1 cup. All right, it's clean, but I'll give it a rinse anyway. So good to see everyone, yay. So if you guys haven't subscribed to my shorts channel, it's the same name with shorts under at the end of it. Suzanne and Bruce Shorts. Do that too, you guys. Good to have all the family here. Brian, so awesome you have a phone back, and I hope you're doing videos. I can help you with some things too, with working when you get in there and before you upload them with the things that you need to do and stuff. So we'll get into helping you with some of that stuff sometimes when you're in other lives with me. I know Pierce, Blake, Hollywood are helping you with some things too, but we'll get you there, bro. Well, I want to get you a house on the hills with the pool and come visit you and make you some lasagna. That'd be cool, wouldn't it? All right. So we need a cup of this stuff, it says. So with liquids, it's okay to overpour. You can pour it out, and don't pour over your dish ever in case you spill. Less is better with things when you're doing things. You can always add more, or you can't take it out generally without making a mess. So you just want to look exactly in line with that, and that's a cup. So we'll pour that in there. Save my measuring cup for a minute. Milk goes back in the fridge. I got a can lid I gotta take out to the garbage, y'all. Yeah, welcome guys. So I've got my apron on and oven mitts ready. And next after milk is cream. So how much cream do I need? I need 1 cup of light cream. So it's okay to mix my milk and cream. I don't need to rinse that measuring cup. That's fine because it's all getting mixed together anyway. So I need 1 cup. And see, this would be good for slip and slides, guys. When trying to get Jessica, and if I come out, we'll do slip and slide on the beach. Blake wants to do it on the boulevard with Jess. That would be hilarious, but I think some beach trials or other places would be good first. But whipped cream and what was the other thing I was thinking? Maybe I shouldn't say it. I'll tell you guys when I see you. So about a cup. It's a little bit fluffy, but if I pack that down, that's about a cup, and I'm gonna fold that in there. So fold means you just scoop it. Just scoop her out, and then you're just gonna fold it in. Like that, guys. For now, we'll mix it a little bit better later. Okay, what do we need next? So next is brown sugar, and we need 1/2 cup of brown sugar. Okay, so put this back in the fridge until the pie's done. And then you can put some on each slice when you cut it. There we go. And I pulled my thing all the way off, so now it's not sealing right away. I should have left that on, guys. That little piece. But oh well. And if you push it out too hard, it's gonna squeeze in the lid. I just squeezed a little bit in that lid. So we're gonna use golden yellow sugar, calls for brown sugar. And when you store your sugar, always just keep turning it and pushing on it because this stuff will get hard. But always keep it sealed really good too when you open it. So I'll get my sealer ready for when I'm done. Okay, let's do 1/2 cup. spare scissors. I've got them everywhere. If not, when you need them. My other pair is in the dishwasher. Okay, we'll open that baby up with the brown sugar. The less you open up, the better, because it can get hard, guys, after you open it. If you don't keep it moving, using it, or tighten it up good in a minute. So half a cup. So it's not going to tell me where half a cup is down here. It says 2/3. So it's a little bit below the 2/3. I have to go for half a cup. And there's all kinds of other measuring tools. I have them in the drawer down here. I could weigh out half a cup exactly, but it's fine. Let's check that. We'll check it with another spoon. A little tiny bit more than that goes in. And good, don't pour over your thing in case you over pour. You don't want more, less is better. So I can just get the rest of this pumpkin puree down in there and not waste that while I'm doing it too. Okay, let's put this in. So, and one thing with measuring cups, they get you to do your wet ingredients first. If you can, you should try to have a separate measuring cup for your dry ingredients for making a separate non-so-easy dishes. I have another measuring cup down there, but this is all mixing together. There's not separate fillings, toppings, different things to do. So we'll just fold that in for now, like I showed you guys a minute ago. Starting to look yummy, guys. And just scoop around the sides, get all of that yum around the side in. And okay, next is white sugar. So how much white sugar? Half a cup. So with the same amount as what we just did, but with white granulated sugar, you can use whatever sugar you want. Alright, half a cup, guys. Do I need my scissors? Not right now. If anyone's just joining, we're making we're making a pumpkin pie. I'll go over how to do it. It's really easy. Again, in a few minutes. So again, don't pour over your thing because you could get it over pour it. That might be a little too much. We'll just pour a little bit out. It's a little better. Okay. So dry spoon. My wet spoon's being used and not good enough to go near. It's sloppy. Okay. Fold that in. I showed you guys earlier. Starting to look yummy, guys. Okay. So what's next? Cinnamon. So for cinnamon, we need 1.5 teaspoons. So this has been in other lives where I've showed you. You can either use baking utensils or the difference between spoons are that's a tablespoon, that's a teaspoon. Well, technically that's a dessert spoon. That's a teaspoon. That's dessert. That's like soup. So this is a teaspoon. Really tiny, small little utensil spoon. So less to confuse you, we're going to use a little one. So we need and we need 1.5 teaspoons. Just getting feedback from this second phone just like. Here we go. That's a tablespoon. That's a teaspoon. So we need 1.5 of this. With cinnamon. All this up. Again, I use a clipping. And we'll get our cinnamon. So 1.5. And a teaspoon is level heaping. So if it's over heaping, it's not your teaspoon. So it's a little over heaping, we'll do less than our half. And just evenly flow that around. So our half, we want less of. So we'll do like that. Cinnamon. Okay. So next is probably ginger, 1/4 teaspoon. They're saying salt next. They should have kept those the same. Okay, so salt, 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Let's get a real 1/4. There's a 1/4 teaspoon. And don't pour over your thing. So 1/4 teaspoon. Evenly throw that around. And what's next? Nutmeg. So we need 1/2 teaspoon of nutmeg. So 1/2 teaspoon. And don't go over your bowl, guys. So 1/2 teaspoon of nutmeg. It should be level, not heaping. And evenly put that around. Okay, next is ginger. 1/4 teaspoon of ground ginger. Ginger. And then 1/4 teaspoon. This is thick, I'm gonna have to do with my fingers. Doesn't want to fall. Go to the spoon, it wants to stay. So put it around evenly. Okay, the next one are cloves, and we're gonna have to crush in our pesto and mortar, and I'll show you how to do that. I think it's cloves next. Yeah. So cloves we need 1/4 teaspoon. So just a tiny little amount we need to crush. So I keep the pesto and mortar clean, but we just want to give it a rub. We want nothing in there. So we need like that much. smells so good, guys. It's only a small little amount of meat. Like that much? We'll see. Yeah, it smells really good. If you guys have never smelled cloves, it smells like rice pudding with raisins or something. So I'm just going to squish that up with our pesto in order. It's all squished up. Yeah, I like sweet potato pie. I like sweet potato casserole, the Cracker Barrel restaurant one. It's really good. I like doing sweet potato casserole with marshmallows. Alright. So we just need a quarter of this. So just pick it up and spread it around. You don't want it all in one spot. It's really strong tasting. We'll just leave that in the pesto and mortar for smell in the hose for now. It's really beautiful. Again, that's cloves, if you guys are wondering why I'm going on about the smell of it being so good. Whole cloves. Okay. So next is beaten flour and eggs. So we need a tablespoon of flour and 2 large eggs. Let's do our eggs first. I always crack nut over my food. Just let it slide out, make sure there's no pieces. We can whisk that in a minute. This is called a whisk. Oh yeah, if Night House comes in or watches this ever, this is a garlic press you can get from the dollar store or Walmart or anywhere to press your garlic. She's making something yesterday, I think. She doesn't like chopping garlic, but I do. I love the smell of garlic on my finger for like a day. It doesn't go away for like a day. So I just let the egg slide out of your hand, and then you can catch if there's any shells and stuff. All right, just find your kind too. Thanks. I'll read all the comments and do shoutouts in a bit. I'll go over all this again. It's really easy. We're learning it together. It's my first pumpkin pie I made, even though one of my grandmothers made pies all the time. I have made other types of pies. This is the first time I made a pumpkin on my own. So we're learning this together. If I can do it, you guys can do it. Okay. Next is flour. So a tablespoon of flour. So that's a whole tablespoon here. And again, don't level it over your bowl you're using. And we're gonna whisk that in a minute, that egg. So the flour is just gonna thicken all this a bit, as the flour does with baking or cooking. We'll thicken this up. It's like a pumpkin quiche, guys, basically. Alright, let's whisk this in. Highly recommend that you have a rubber spatula for baking and a whisk. You need a measuring cup. You can almost make anything with those few things. They would help to have measurement sets. This one was my grandmother's or mom's, just really old. This one was my mom's, like a set of bowls and strainer. Alright, let's whisk that in together. I'm going to break up the egg mainly because that helps harden. So flour helps thicken, egg helps harden. That's why they make you do it last into the bowl. You want to get always all around the edges. That's where some of your goodies go. So again, I know how to make a pie crust, but because we're alternating pies, I'll show you guys. What we're doing now is making a pumpkin pie. So when I do apple, I'll make a crust and the tops. Lemon, we'll use this tender flake like we're doing today with the pumpkin. Cherry, I'll make a crust and run strips. And German chocolate, we'll run a tender flake. Nice and easy. And you guys are going to get to learn how to make all those pies. This is just pie number 1, so we're doing 5 total. Alright, so next we need to get our pie shell ready. This thing comes in 2. We need to save our box because we're only making 1 right now. So it's a lovely pan it comes on. And the first thing I would recommend doing, guys, is taking a fork and poking through. Just so I'll show you. You want to take a fork and make a couple holes. And that helps the bottom cook and air out. So you can do like 15 stabs, about 20 stabs. That's good. Okay, so we don't need this anymore. We're going to put this back up in the freezer. It says 400, so I'm going to put this back down. We're going to do 400, what it says. So we're not going by the 450, we're going by the shell instructions. Just 400 degrees Fahrenheit, you guys. Alright, so now we're just going to pour the filling into prepared pie shell. So here's a prepared pie shell. And we're going to pour this filling into it. Now if you were doing a non-bake filling, so you'll see when I do the lemon, we would bake this first and then put the lemon in, but this is all going to bake together. Yeah. I could have a few channels. Suzanne the Chef, Mod Goddess, someone else called me, I think Zed. We could have a few channels, guys. I'm telling you, we could be sitting on the hills with like a whole street full of us owning houses. So let's do it. Let's do that. Just a sec. What I'm noticing here now, right away, is that I have enough to make 2 pies. I'm going to make 2 pumpkin pies. Get that shell back out. So we're going to reinforce on this. You know, about 20 or 25 stabs, doesn't matter. Alright, let's do this next. We have enough to make 2 pies, guys. These are going to be really yummy. That's awesome to make 2 pies. Alrighty. Now it's saying, okay, so they want it 450 for 10 minutes, and then leave it, turn it down to 350 for the next 15 minutes, and we did 400, so we'll do 400 for 10 minutes, and then we'll put it down to 325 for the next 50. So let's set this timer for 10 minutes. From Cracker Barrel restaurant, you guys. This is our Cracker Barrel hen timer. So we'll do 10 minutes on that. And total 60. So we're going to do 60 minutes on this. Which is 1 hour on a digital. And we're going to put our pies in next. So you want to make sure your rack's not up too high. Mine's not. And you need your oven mitts. And then we'll go over the instructions again in a second, guys. When you're done with this and the pie cools, then you can put each slice some whipping cream. I can spray a little daub on each one. You could cut this into 4 slices or 8, so you could have 8 total for 2 pies, or 16, depending on how big or small you cut them. So let's get them in. And she's hot in my face. Look. Don't spill your pies, guys. Be really careful. Leave that for 60 minutes, and I'll go over this with you guys. So 2 cups of canned pumpkin puree, 1 cup of milk, 1 cup of light cream, half a cup of brown sugar, half a cup of white sugar, 1.5 teaspoons of ground cinnamon, 1/4 teaspoon of salt, half a teaspoon of ground nutmeg, 1/4 teaspoon of ground ginger, 1/4 teaspoon of ground cloves, 1 tablespoon of all-purpose flour, 2 large eggs, lightly beaten, or just whisk them in like I showed you, and 1 9-inch deep dish unbaked pie crust, but we know you need 2. Preheat the oven to 400, Combine all the ingredients, pour in the crust, and bake for 1 hour. Alright, let's see what's going on over here. Hollywood, Stream Sniper, Sam Gloves, Ryan K, Dave Calloway, Hollywood, Brian. Oh, Hollywoodian is maybe your other account? Matt S. Yeah, it smells good too. That little tiny thumb like I had from something tastes good too. I wouldn't recommend trying it though because it's raw eggs until it's ready. Alright, what's the comment saying? Hey everyone, I like gloves, love an electric stove, man. Do you have any disposable gloves, plastic gloves, rubber gloves, cleaning, tender gloves? Anyway, yes, for life. Hollywood Streams neighbor. HS says only a pair of Sam gloves. Ryan Hola Amigo. Chef Suzanne, bacon pumpkin pie. I do the steam. I don't know why the lid has to come off. Hey Suzanne. Not bad. Cooking, baking is a type of science. Yeah, it sure is. It's chemistry, physics. Indeed, welcome. Foo. Too kind. Girls cooking again. Like sweet potato pie. Cool name for cooking YouTube channel. Nope, not joke. That's a serious suggestion. Wow, looks good. Alright, there we go. Pumpkin pies in the oven. And we're gonna fire you guys up to stare at the stove for a minute. Here we go. Here we go. So I don't need our apron on anymore. Take that off. I'm gonna put this box here for a warning so Dad doesn't trip into my camera and gimbal. And in like 20 minutes or so, I'll check chat again and give the recipe and instructions. It's really easy, guys. So if I can do this, you guys can too. So that's our 10-minute warning. We're going to turn that down now to 3:50. So that takes another 15 minutes, 50. Hi, Scare Checker, welcome. Just an open chat. I'll review what we did in about like 15 or 20 minutes. Scary Trigger's probably going to bed soon. If you are, good night, Scary. Alright, we have about 40 minutes left. You don't want to open your oven door when you're doing baking, you leave it shut. So the light's on, I can see how it's doing. If it starts to cook quick, I would cover it in tin foil. Yep, happy Thanksgiving to you all as well. 6:45 p.m. there. It's 8:55 p.m. here. There's 2 pumpkin pies, so we were blessed with a double recipe. It's a good thing I had a shell, but we have double the pies. It's excellent. You guys hang out and chat all you want there. Really good live. We've got 11 likes. Double tap that screen. Click the good button. So again, we'll be making apple, lemon, cherry, and German chocolate. And I'll go over again the recipe for this. And then those are the pies we're gonna make. We're gonna make 5 types of pies. So this is an easy spiced pumpkin pie. If you type that in Google, easy spiced pumpkin pie. And it takes 2 cups of canned pumpkin puree, 1 cup of milk, 1 cup of light cream, half a cup of brown sugar, half a cup of white sugar, 1½ teaspoons of ground cinnamon, 1/4 teaspoon of salt, half a teaspoon of ground nutmeg, 1/4 teaspoon of ground cloves, 1 tablespoon of all-purpose flour, 2 large eggs, lightly beaten, and 2 unbaked pie crust. Or you can make your own crust. Preheat the oven to 400 degrees. Combine all the ingredients, pour it in the shell. Cook for 10 minutes or bake for 10 minutes on 400 for 10 minutes. Then reduce the heat to 350 and cook the additional 50 minutes. Takes an hour total. Make sure you have oven mitts, apron. You need a whisk and a rubber spatula, measuring cup. I like the plastic or the rubber spoons. Really big mixing bowl, and then Bob's your uncle. It's starting to smell really good. Hello, Freshly, welcome. Yes, yummers. So those are 2 pumpkin pies baking. They have another 34 minutes. You guys are welcome to hang out and chat. When I pull those, I'll put its pizza in the oven because the oven will already be hot. I usually wash my centering cup in addition so it doesn't get broken. do a donut cutter, guys. We'll make donuts on that. There's baked and there's fried with lots of cookie cutters. And you have a nice cold lemon iced tea. Okay, so again, don't open your oven, guys, when you're baking food. If you can see with the light, then that's great. You don't want to mess with your temperature. So we're at 350, that's consistent, hasn't changed. Besides the first 10 minutes, we had started at 400. And we went down to 350 after 10 minutes, and another 15 minutes, 5-0. So then when this is done, you can cut it into 4 slices of pie or 8 slices of pie. So for 2 pies, you could have 8 slices or 16. How's everyone doing? Hello, King, welcome. So we made 2 pumpkin pies. I'll go over the instructions one more time, probably in about 20 minutes. Yeah, so they have about 15 more minutes left. You are correct. I'm not gonna open that oven door, it's a baking roll. So 15 more minutes and they'll be done. They're gonna need to cool after that. Once they're cool, you can cut them and put whipped cream on top. So the best thing to use for any baking are these baking rags. Cool. So over here, I usually put a tea towel in it. So once these eggs are cooked in the pies, they don't need to be refrigerated. You can refrigerate or freeze them. But once your eggs are cooked, you're good. Frying pan here, I need to add oil. Another garbage bag, I need Dad to take care of it. Laundry running that needs to go in the dryer, and I'm gonna need to shower shortly. Please, I want some. Yes, if I could send it by crow to you guys, or mail, or train, anything, ship, I would definitely send you guys pies. Yummy. So these ones are gonna be eaten. The next pie I make may or not be eaten or frozen, depending on which pie I do next. I'll have a look and see. So I could make an apple or a cherry next and freeze those, either one of those. I could make apple or cherry. I might make cherry next. Would be really yummy. So we also have chapter 8 of checklist for Perfect Christmas too coming up. Probably not tomorrow. I won't do the reading tomorrow. Yeah, so I think I've only had cherry pie once at a local truck stop, or maybe on the road, like in the US at their truck stop, or Levels or something, but I had it in Irving here, maybe a big stop. I've never had homemade cherry pie. They are homemade at those places, like store homemade, restaurant, however. Never made a cherry pie either. Yeah, it's gonna be really yummy. So I think I may or may not do strip topping, crisscross strip topping on it, so it will be a rolled out homemade crust that I make, and I will use the pans that I have, my crust pans. So we've got about 11 more minutes on that. And again, everyone will don't open your oven. So she's doing good. If she was showing any signs of overcooking, we would put some tin foil over those. Just tend them a little bit so it's over there. so I pull them, and then we're gonna have to pull those and enlarge it. They're being sliced and some whipping cream on top. And then we need some rinse now. I used to bother my grandmother all the time whenever a lemon pie was done before it cooled. She'd always let me have a really hot warm slice. She'd also make homemade French fries cut from the potato and cooked in grease at like 2 a.m. if we were hungry. Okay, so they are being cooked on pizza when this comes out. We're walking over this noodle box. sticking. If it sticks to it, it's not ready. Didn't stick to it too much. It's probably ready. We're gonna move you guys up here. We're gonna pop that pizza in a minute. Okay, so we need the oven to be on 400 for this pizza. We'll change that in 4 pots. Hey Daniel, you just need to go to the one video under videos. There's only one that's horizontal. So it's community guidelines, and comment on there so that you can continue to be a standard moderator. Congratulations, welcome. So we made pumpkin pies, guys. And it's really easy. If I can do it, you guys can do it. We're gonna slip pizza in for my dad. Next, we're just preheating the oven. Hey guys, they turned out beautiful. So now you cut them into 4 or 8 each, and you would put some whipping cream on top. We have the canned spray stuff. Yeah, toothpick trick. So you'll learn all kinds of little things. I had grandmothers who taught me how to bake. I learned We learned to bake in junior high school as well. They smell magnificent. Going in the oven for Dad now. We're waiting for the oven to preheat to 400 degrees. So I'll just throw it in there and set the timer. 23 minutes. So as I mentioned earlier, some of you might have missed it. My grandmother always let me cut a piece while it's still hot or warm with lemon pie, apple pie. So we're gonna cut a warm piece and have some with whipped cream. Yummy. Two things I recommend everyone get in life. So this is a pie cutter. This is a cake lifter. Pie cutter has serrating on the side. Get all fancy, and we're going to have this on our Royal Albert Bloom China Lavender Rose. You know, put it in the microwave because it's encrusted in gold, you guys. You have to wash by hand. Generally, I put them in the dishwasher, just not in the microwave. The difference between your forks, that's a dinner fork. The one with a little etching and smaller comes down right there. See the difference? That's your dessert or salad fork. Which one can you see? There's two here. And you cut this while it's hot. You're breaking every baking roll ever by doing that. But that's what we're going to do. I was allowed to break baking rolls growing up. So this piece is going to come out sloppy, guys, because she's not cooled. But that's okay. The pie will be fine when it cools down. I'm just trying to get my slice of it perfect. That's pretty perfect. You can tell for sure that pie is done because the sides aren't flopping down on that the rest of the pie. So I don't get whipped cream on my white chocolate mocha latte hot at Starbucks a couple times a year to make up for times like this. So I could just load that on and it wouldn't matter. Alright, I'll show you again. So we've got one pie, two pies, and a piece of the mess that I shouldn't have had yet. I'm breaking baking rolls. Woo woo. Wah wah. another good thing that's good with this is any ice cream or anything you want to put on it, really. Appreciate everyone being here. Get this live in a few minutes. It's beautiful. Turned out beautiful, guys. Really flavorful. Yeah, it's really good. So if you've never seen someone eat pie fresh out of the oven, there you have. And it's my rule with mostly all my baking. I just can't wait a half hour to try this. Yes, I am. That's been something I do a lot through my life too. I love desserts. Some people don't like sweets and desserts and that, but I love desserts. It's really yummy, guys. Like, and you can really taste everything: the cinnamon, nutmeg, ginger, clove, and then a pop of sweet with the whipped cream, because it's got the yellow brown sugar. If you really like sweet, use brown sugar. I used yellow. Have another piece. Really yummy, guys. Nothing in life's perfect, but it sure is. It's like 110% perfect. Well, it was a good live, guys. And not only did we get one pie out of that, we were blessed with two. Worked out perfect. My cuppeth runneth over. And we had 2 pizzas. Bye, y'all. Appreciate y'all. And everyone have a good evening, good Thanksgiving.
seeing other channels.